Alright, we're back here for part number 2, and I'm pressing play. Gigantus will press play slightly after me because he got a little bit ahead. So I'll let you know when I hit 1805.
Alright.
Not much happening right now, just some farming down bottom, a little bit of harass on Jdawg. And oh, when I say nothing's happening, I mean Jdawg might die. There he goes. Nice work by Bok. But we're going to get a Fiddlesticks ult here. And that might clean up. And we're at 1805, so feel free to press play. In the meantime, in the top lane, Kevin being hunted by the combined efforts of Dr. Mundo and the Dragon Lady, MsChif. He gets away again. I've heard that there's some weird builds in this game, so let me have a look here. I'm looking at... I'm not seeing it yet. Everyone looks pretty standard as to what they would normally build. We got Amptune, Philostone, and boots for BockNakkers. We have Regal's Lantern, a Longsword, and boots for Night Queen, and a regen bead. We have Jiggerman walking around with a Rod of Ages, a Doran's Ring, and a Mana Crystal, and a pair of boots. Some armor and a Giant's Belt for Ults. That'll become a Sunfire Cape, I would imagine. And on... I suppose the only odd thing is that Nilo is still bootless. He's walking around barefoot.
That really doesn't surprise me a whole lot.
Yeah. And actually, to go back to our conversation earlier of who the oldest player in this game was, we completely forgot about Gratch.
That's true. But he's emotionally young.
Yes. You're only as old as you feel. That being said, he's missing a couple of vital organs. That's actually not a bad arrow from Nilo. People will say that's a waste because, you know, it doesn't get a... well, actually did get a kill. So, yeah. Quality play by Brannigan's Law. A nice arrow, and he winds up bagging himself a Fiddlesticks. Now, he's kind of messing this up by basically just taking punishment from Togwell and the minions, but I suppose you gotta take the good with the bad. Anyways, farming updates. Oh my god, Jdawg being out-farmed 101 to 49.
That's a problem. So,
as much as, to be honest, I've been a little bit disappointed with the ganks that MsChif's providing. She's 1 in 3, and it's weak. Not gonna lie, it's weak, but like in terms of the ability to farm, she is kicking the crap out of Jdawg. As we get another kill on Gratch. I'm gonna defend Gratch on that one and say, I mean, we keep telling them not to give up the towers and so on, and in that case, he probably should have given up the tower. But I understand why he didn't. Anyways, a little bit of this... oh, a nice blue buff steal by BockNakkers with the Sona. Maybe not the person you necessarily want the blue buff on, so there's that kind of problem. But, and this is a bad move by purple. Or by blue. That is... yeah, that's not going to go well. That's going to cost them Brannigan's Law. That's going to cost them...
that's a big old field of rape.
I don't know. I'd say that's a bad call by both teams. They just basically gave up 2 kills apiece. I mean, it wound up being equal, but looking back at the scenario there, I just don't think either team really should have wanted that. I don't know what Jigger's doing here. He went back and, like...
he's going full retard.
He took turret aggro, and now he's going to take some abuse from Togwell. Granted, he's got 3 levels on Togwell, so that's not going to be a problem, but that's a lot of unnecessary damage that your mid laner's taking.
I blame the drugs.
Probably. Don't know Jigger too well. I cannot state to his mental status. Alright, so let's see. Where are the other big honking CS gaps here? Everyone else is pretty close. It's really just a huge difference in the jungle. Actually, no. I correct myself. Once again, I gotta give Nilo props here. He's out-farming Gratch 91 to 71. That's, it's not an inconsiderable number. I will say that that's not a particularly high number for an ADC, though. I mean, he is actually only 4th on his team in farm. I think it's more that, unlike last game where Gratch was doing a good job with his farm, it seems like here in Game 2 he's regressed a bit in the farming department. Needs to work a little bit more on his last hitting. Although part of that might be the fact that Reaver's not really playing as much as support anymore. And right there, Jdawg159 gets, you know, melted. Not really any fault of his own, I don't think. It was a 2-on-2. It was close enough that they could run. It wasn't necessarily a bad time to get a little harassing. As we cut over to Jdawg159 taking his red buff. And Jiggerman taking his blue buff. Another attempt at the gank here on Kevin, but I will say that Kevin is more or less making himself pretty gank-proof with that build. And double kill here for purple on the bottom lane, catching BockNakkers and Nilo way too far up. Blue team still packing a gold lead and packing a turret lead, though, despite trailing by 2 kills. Any thoughts at this time, Mr. Byron?
I like pie.
Excellent. Alright, we got a little 3-on-2. I don't think this is good for the blue team. Reinforcements are closer for purple as Jdawg159 comes in. That's going to be a 4-on-2. That's going to be a dead Jiggerman with the Noxine guillotine from Kevin.
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy. Generally speaking, an axe to the head is not healthy. That being said, another pretty reasonable arrow, actually, from Nilo. He's doing a lot better with it here in the second game, but he's chasing when he doesn't have a ward, and he's going to die here. That's my prediction.
He is completely surrounded in every... He's like triple surrounded. There's like 2-3 layers of minions back there.
I know. Yeah, so way too over pursued by Nilo, and he gets killed by Gratch.
Lay off the drugs.
So I'm looking at Nilo's score right now. He's 2-5-5, so he is actually at a positive KDA, which he was not at this time last game. So I must say, improvement. He's doing a good job with the farm. He's involved. His Altos gets run down, and not sure there was a lot Altos could have done there. A good job by Jdawg159 of getting around the ward and just pulling off a lovely gank. I must say that much like in the last game, you have 2 very different junglers here. We have Jarvan, who's got some pretty good hard CC and can definitely do a lot of ganking, and as opposed to MsChif, who's playing Shyvana, not really having that option. That being said, she is well ahead of him in build. I mean, they both have their first item. In the case of Shyvana, that's the Wriggles Lantern. In the case of Jdawg159, that's his Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which is that blue fist thing on his item list. And they both have their boots, which are they're going to go with Mercury Treads. I suppose that's a solid option. I would probably more consider Boots of Mobility in this particular match, where neither team has a tremendous amount of CC.
Turret down! Turret down!
And Jigger takes the middle turret. Nilo doing what has become his trademark, shooting an arrow into nothing.
Was he like a heavy tank firing off in the goddamn base?
Pretty much. He basically has this idea that when his arrow's off cooldown, he should shoot it at all times, even if he doesn't really have a target.
Mm-hmm.
They trade support for ADC. That's good for the purple team, I would say. The support is not generally worth as much as the ADC. We gotta fight top. Blue wants to get out of here because the 2 mids are coming and they're getting low. There goes Althos. an attempt to catch up with Lux here from the Dragon and the Raven.
I was gonna say that's a whole lot of dragon going on.
Yeah. That's not going to work. They need to get out of here. They really need to get out of here. They will get... No, they don't even get anything. Jdawg kills MsChif. Jigger needs to get out of here. Jigger's not going to get out of here. Oh, maybe.
In my estimation, perhaps attacking the guy with the lowest health would have been in order.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Especially, I mean, normally... Jarvan's harder to kill than Darius, because Jarvan normally builds a tankier, healthier, more armor, more magic resist thing. The thing is, I'm looking at Jdawg's build. And, Jdawg, I just jumped back 15 seconds, god damn it. No I didn't actually, never mind. Problem averted. But I'm looking at Jdawg's build here, and he's got no survivability items at the time. Really outside of the ancient golem, as opposed to Kevin, who has a giant's belt. He has a ruby crystal. He has a black cleaver, which is giving him some, and there's a warmog. So yeah, you know, Kevin's going with a tanky build. So yeah, I definitely would have pursued Jdawg. I think that would have been the easier kill to maybe at least make it a 1-for-1. Another arrow here from. See, here's the thing, Nilo. When you do that arrow and you rush past minions, you start taking minion aggro.
Slightly.
Another blue buff being donated to Jiggerman.
So basically Nilo's suicide scouting.
A little bit. This top lane is becoming incredibly heavy on the health department. You've got a Sunfire Cape and a Kindle Gem and a Dorn Shield on Althos. You got a Warmogs on Kevin. Maybe rethink the Warmogs there, Kevin. Anyways, they're going to get Ramza, but I think overall this is going to be a disaster, because there goes Nilo, there goes Bok. Just not enough people in position, and Jigger being chased pretty hard here. He has no help coming because they are taking the top turret, which, to be honest, is what they should do, because, frankly, you're not going to get, you're not going to save Jigger here. He has gone too far. And, indeed, does give the kill to Viking Sun, who at this point might be the most fed support I think I've seen, at 5, 6, and 8. We didn't see it, but kudos to Kevin for escaping the top lane there, because I thought he was going to die. Blue team doing a pretty decent job of warding things. Like, they know that Jarvan's there. And this kind of plays into my Althos map awareness. You need to get out of there. You need to run faster, stronger, and you're dead. Meantime, Nilo here doing a good job against Gratch. He's going to get the kill, but again, taking a lot of damage from minions.
It's like being raped by light tanks.
A little bit. I would say more specifically like tier 2 light tanks.
Yes. Have fun in your Type 59, because you're going to get murdered by Cunninghams.
In fairness, though, he's 5, 7, and 5. He's still positive on the KDA ratio. Although, to be honest, I think everyone's pretty much in the positives here. By the way, congratulations to Kevin, who is the only player in the game right now who has not died. He is 3-0-0.
But to be fair, he is dead inside a little bit.
Probably. I must say, this game's not as close as the last one. I mean, purple is very much ahead. They've got 7 kill advantage. They are down a turret, but they're up, you know, 2k-ish gold. And just seem to be playing like that a little bit much better. As a red buff goes on to MsChif, and she goes to help the bottom lane. This doesn't really need any help, so that might not be a good idea. Ram's in the meantime getting blue buffed.
If memory serves, the entire Earth was destroyed.
Probably. That was what would happen if Gigantus ever gets himself to a level 30 in this game.
Interesting, if true.
His awesomeness and his ability to look like Gragas would overwhelm the game. Dragon form. This is a pretty decent engage here for blue. They shut down Jdawg. They're going to get Viking Sun. Meantime, Kevin and Althos. Basically, this is a tennis ball against a wall, because this kind of goes back to my Kevin, what are you building with the Warmogs for? You don't really have any damage to do anything to Althos. And a tower for blue. Right when I say, you know, purple's really starting to win this game a lot, like, blue starts making a comeback here. And I noticed this in the last game. Whenever I started talking about one team getting like momentum, it's like they sense I'm talking about it and they just start to play well.
That's usually how I do it.
Yeah. Now, a mistake here from Brannigan's Law. We'll see if he pays. Yeah, he does pay. With a laser to the face. And at the same time, though, a mistake here from Gratch allows MsChif to bat him with a clawed hand and get the kill. Probably a little bit overkill to go dragon form, but those of you familiar with Shyvana will know that, you know, it's got a reasonably quick cooldown, and with the whole no mana cost, it's a pretty easy ult to spam.
Why has Kevin abandoned his top lane?
Mostly because the top lane fight is, not over by any means, but it's become less important due to both teams having lost a tower there.
Fair enough.
We're kind of past the laning phase into more what we call the mid game, where it's a little bit more based around team fighting.
Just murder everyone.
Yeah, I'd say at 35 minutes this is more actually the late game, but I'm familiar with how long this game goes, and we're not in the late game yet. Anyways, this seems like as good a time as any to hit a pause button, so pause. And we'll be back for part number 3. Depending on how lazy I am with the uploads, that may be up today, that may be up tomorrow.